G'day guys, X-Ray Racer 1 here with update number 18 of Project N-Scale. Now, last video I made a bit of an announcement that I would be doing an expansion of my layout, and this video, update number 18, is basically to confirm that it has started. So as you can see here guys, I guess you could say start of the construct, basically it's very early stages. What I'm doing here is, as you can see, if you remember, if you look at the previous video or some of my other videos, you will see that I had a whole heap of trees around here as well as the signal box. So what's happened is I have, with my trusty, I guess you call it paint scraper, I have scraped away all the turf. I have taken the trees out. You can see some of the drill holes. I'll probably have some wood filler. I may even leave the holes there and replant some of those trees. Reattach the trees to that section here. But as you can see, like I said, I've scraped this all away. And I've just got a bit of track here just to give me an idea. It's just tacked in just to give me an idea of where I'm going to have my turnout. I'm going to, this basically when the time comes, I'm just leaving it as it is here, but when the time comes, I will be taking this. This is a piece of Pico set track. This will be coming out, and a turnout will be going in here. Now it'll be a slightly larger turnout than these ones. I think it'll be the next size up. So this is a small turnout. I'll be using a medium turnout, and it'll be going here, so I'll have to cut some of the track, and I will then put in the turnout and the track will attach there. So what I have also done is under here I have put in a turnout. Now I'm going to replace this turnout. It is a Pico Electro Frog medium right hand turnout. If you notice here, what had happened, what I had to do is, because it was an Electro Frog, every time I would flick the switch here, it would short out. So then what I had to do is I put in an insulation joiner in right there. So then what happened is, from this point onward to the next point, or next turnout, which you just see just there where the green box cars are, what was happening is, from where you see the wires to the next turnout was a dead spot. So I had to put in a feeder wire to fix up the dead spot that I had. And so as you can see here, I have the start of the split section. So what will be happening here is it'll be going off along here. At the moment I've just put a Pico stopper here, see it's just comes off just easily like that. It'll go along and it'll come along here, and the bridge will probably stop to where you see the leg here of my tripod. It'll stop about there, and it will then I'll have the next section, the expansion layout, over here. So this will be part of my custom bridge I'll be building. It's going to be detachable, because as you can see here, there's a manhole here to get up into the roof, and as you can see, my layout is on wheels, so I'll be doing the same thing with my expansion layout that goes around here. Mainly just so if someone has to get into the manhole, I can easily move the layouts. And that's what comes part of this bridge. this bridge won't be, while it will attach, you know, to about there and go along, it will be able to detach, and I'll be able to move it out of the way so I could then move the layouts around. And how it will work is, I was thinking of doing a reverse loop, but I couldn't really be bothered. But what's going to happen is it comes in, you know, it goes around, it'll do the basic part of the line, will do a loop. I'll have some other sections like a staging area and things like that, and I'll show you something else that I'll be adding to it. Then it'll come around, it'll go part along the bridge, and then come along and go back onto there. So essentially it'll come along, go into the tunnel, come along come out along here, go along, around, back there across the bridge, and then back onto the main line here, where it will come back onto about here. So there's a lot of work ahead. So that's what's been happening so far with my layout, and what I'm going to show you now. Where did I put it? I have an Atlas turntable. Now the Atlas turntable, it does come with a hand crank system, but as you can see, I bought the motor attachment so it can be run electrically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a small decoder and wire it up, and it'll be hooked up so I can then use my NCE power cab to operate it. The only thing I should also mention, that with the expansion part of the layout, what's going to happen is that it will be DCC only. So whereas this main layout, this is the main layout, it'll be both DC and DCC powered. The expansion will just be DCC, because quite frankly, and I mean, I do have a few DC locomotives, but it was quite a lot of fiddling around and soldering to put in the 2 double pole double throw switches for both lines, and also had to then also put in a 3rd double pole double throw switch so I could then flick between the main, which then sends power to this one here, then this one piggybacks off that, so then power will go to that, then I flick it, then it'll send power to my program track here. So if you have a look under here, a lot of wires. And speaking of wires, you see here I have a switch, says mountain lights. So if you just give me a quick second, I will just plug that there. So if you look here, I will flick the switch and let there be light. What I have done is I've put some LEDs into my mountain, so that way when I'm reversing locomotives back and forth, I can see, and when I turn it off, if we look at the white locomotive here, you can see how much darker it is. It makes it a little bit easier to see. The camera doesn't really do it justice. So that's going to be the end for update number 18. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or even some tips, I don't mind tips, please feel free to comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.